Well, hey, you guys. So today, I'm so excited. We're pairing like two of my favorite things together. Jade Warshaw and food. That's right. So Jade, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
So what Jade is like, you are so brilliant on and so great at communicating it, is about the food budget.
Yes.
Which is an area of the budget that we all tend to bust. But you do so well showing people, hey, you can eat healthy. You can eat on a budget.
Yeah.
And you give recipes out.
Yeah, I do. You know, I love recipes. One of the things when my husband and I were getting out of debt is I started baking and selling the things that I baked. And so that's kind of where it started. And it's just gone from there. And
so great.
I love it.
Oh, okay, and we're entering fall.
Yes.
So y'all, there's like football tailgates, there's holiday parties, there's cold weather that's coming. I mean, all of it. And I think fall and like Christmas is probably my favorite time to cook.
Most wonderful time.
It is like, it's just so warm and inviting. It's so great. So we're going to share with you guys a few of our favorite fall recipes. And you're going to love these because they're really easy. Again, we tried to make them budget friendly so that way you can, remake these over and over again. And we want you to give them a try, report back on what you like and what you don't like. So first up, Jade, this is your recipe. And it looks and smells delicious.
Okay, so the truth is, this is actually an Ina Garten recipe.
Oh,
Barefoot
yes.
Contessa,
Oh,
yes. But I kind of streamlined it for my tastes, which I think is a good place to start. Like if you're a person who wants to save money, find a recipe that looks good, and then you can tweak it and tailor it and make it your own.
Love it.
And so this is one of the ones that when we were getting out of debt, I used to make and sell. So it's cinnamon crumb cake. And I love this one because it's usually, ingredients that you have on hand. Everybody has cinnamon, sugar, flour, that sort of thing, eggs. And then the secret ingredient, sour cream makes it moist. And I'm plant-based, so I do a plant-based plain yogurt. So that's one of the ways that I tweak it. And so, what do you think, Rachel?
Oh my gosh, it's so good. You know what? The crumble.
With a cup of coffee?
Oh, stop. I mean, the crumble for real. I think crumble can be hard sometimes to make.
And I use this crumble for so many other recipes. Any muffin, put that crumble on there.
How long does it take?
You're probably in and out of the kitchen. You're mixing it up in probably 10 minutes. But, then it bakes for 40 minutes or whatever. And so the laborious part is I put everything in a bowl, mix it up, get it in the pan. And then you do something else while it bakes. Do laundry, clean up the kitchen, that sort of thing. So,
and this would last, honestly, with a family, well, my kids probably eat this all in one day.
Yeah.
But I guess you can save it, right? Saran wrap all of it.
Yeah, keep it in the fridge. And I'm a freezer queen. So if there's something that I know my family's not going to finish, I'll take half of it.
Put it in the freezer.
Yeah, and what I like to do is I'll slice it like in individual slices and wrap them in foil. And then when you want, you pull it out of the freezer, let it sit on the counter for 5 minutes, and it's ready to go.
So great.
Yeah. $1 per serving, Rachel.
No way.
That's what this is, $1.01 per serving.
Unbelievable. Okay, up next, we're going to do one of my favorite fall recipes. Okay. This is an appetizer, and I brought it to a lot of different places. And it's usually a hit, but it is a honey whipped feta and olive dip. So that's coming up next.
That sounds delicious.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite dips.
It looks great.
And I got it from Half Baked Harvest.
Oh,
so, yes, a little shout out to her. And it is one, I've used it for probably 2 or 3 years now. Okay, so it is $2.61 a serving. So it's a little bit on the pricier side because I do think like feta and all of it,
Is that pricey? $2.61?
I don't know, for an appetizer.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
like
not.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but yours was so cheap. I was like, oh man, I didn't do good on that part. Okay, so it has some mixed olives. And the key here is you roast that because they're warm when they go on top of the feta, which is huge. Garlic, shallot, lemon, thyme, oregano, chili flakes, some cream cheese, all of it. The feta, obviously, that you whip together in a food processor. So it's really, I think it's one of those recipes too, when you do it once, you're like, oh yeah, I
know how to do it. Yeah.
And it's so quick. So it's a great, again, appetizer to serve at a holiday party. So,
this looks amazing.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to move that knife.
This looks like chefery was involved.
I could live on appetizers too, P.S. I could go to a restaurant and order like 8 dips and be good. 8, that's a lot. That's excessive. But
that's 4. Stupid good. That's so good.
What do you think?
It's
you
so
like
good.
It? And doesn't it feel kind of fall? Especially with the olives. Yeah, I gotta get an olive too.
I think the honey is what warms it all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's super easy. It's
Next time you come to my house, bring that.
I will. So good. Okay. Next, Jade, what's your recipe?
All right, the next one coming up is, it's fall, football season, trick-or-treating. You want soup, okay? So this is a tortellini soup recipe. It's so good, so easy to make.
Oh, can't wait.
Pantry pull, freezer pull, you're in and you're out.
Can't wait.
Okay, so Rachel, this is the time of year for soup, and this one is so easy to make. This one is my recipe.
Oh my gosh, you made this up, Jade.
Yes.
See, you're so good. You're so talented.
You know what? I'm just trying to use what's in the refrigerator, okay?
So good.
We all have that bin of spinach that's in there that you need to use. It's about to go bad. So this soup, it's easy. It's the broth, it's the spinach. Everybody's got tortellini, or you could probably even use ravioli.
Oh, yeah.
And put it in
yeah.
here. And then everything else is seasonings, right? It's rosemary and parsley and red pepper flakes. Cannellini beans make it creamy.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And then after that, you could use a sausage of your choice, whether you like, plant-based version or you like the regular stuff.
Yep.
Throw that in there. Parmesan cheese, let's taste it.
Okay.
So good. My kids love this, Rachel.
I love a broth soup, too. It's delicious.
Satisfying.
That is so good, Jade. And you puree some of this.
Yeah, so you start with the broth and you get it in there with all the seasonings, and then you add the white beans. And if you've ever used white beans before, they're very creamy. So at that point, that's where you puree everything. And then you go in and you add the things that you want to keep whole, the spinach, the tortellini, the sausage. And so you've got like this really great creamy base, but it's still got a lot of texture to it.
Oh my gosh. That is so great. So easy, too.
Super easy.
Yes.
This is...
My kids would like that.
Yeah, my kids love it.
Okay, how much is it per serving, did you say?
Okay, per serving. This is a full meal now. You can serve with salad or bread, but it's $4
Okay.
per serving, which is pretty good. And that's if you use plant-based sausage. If it's $3.15 if you use regular, whatever you're used to.
Yes, so great. Okay. Y'all, this is a good fall soup.
It's a good
I love
fall soup.
soups too, so this will be on the rotation. Well done, Jade.
Thank you.
Well done. So good. Okay. The next recipe is mine. It's an orzo broccoli chicken casserole. So I saw this on Instagram. I would give credit. I honestly don't remember the girl that I got it from. So maybe I can find it. We can put it in the show notes to give her credit. But she got me because she said, I am making this in 5 minutes with a baby on my hip. She had her baby and she's like, you can literally do like prep it one-handed. So I was like, is this going to be good? So we made it because I was like, let's just try it. And my kids loved it. Winston was like, what is this? And I was like, I know, it was so easy. So this is, and we just made it 2 nights ago.
That's a win.
Yep. It is a win. So super easy, super fast, but it's the orzo broccoli casserole. So that's coming next.
I can't wait.
Okay, so Jade, this is, I told you I made this earlier this week, but like on Tuesday nights is our family's like crazy nights of like sports, and we don't get back home until like 7:30. So, and we're split up. So I need something that I can reheat as well for the kids that are coming in later while they're doing their homework and everything. And so this is it. So this is the simple, fast recipe. So all it is in it, it's orzo, it's heavy cream, some chicken broth, a shredded chicken. So you can do a rotisserie chicken, or what I do, you guys, is I put chicken in the crock pot and I do like half a cup of like chicken broth and like a good chunk of butter and some seasonings, and I just let it cook on low for 8 hours and then shred it and use it for the casserole so that it's cooking instead of buying the rotisserie chicken. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning. So I actually bought it for the recipe, but it's really good. So it's good seasoning. And then any cheese you have on hand, you can just put on top as well.
Rachel.
You like it?
This pops off. Let me tell you something. On Thanksgiving, everybody makes that broccoli and rice casserole, or at least my family does. It's very labor intensive.
Oh,
this accomplishes that
But
instantly.
So fast,
this
so
is
fast.
so good.
Oh, the other key ingredient, I missed this, is boursin cheese.
Oh,
So you do that in the center of it, bake it, and then you stir it all together once it's baked. So that does give like a garlic, more like cheesy flavor to it.
I was gonna say, because it's very like hearty.
Hearty, yep. And it fills my
delicious.
kids up. And I just will do it with like a side of like dinner rolls or something for them. But this comes out to $3.48 a serving.
Wow.
So again, literally, y'all, when I say it's 5 minutes that you just sit there and just throw everything in and you put it in the oven, I'm like, that's my kind of recipe.
I will
It
keep
feels
this.
healthy. Yes,
Yeah,
it's good.
I'll keep this one.
So good. Okay. Last but not least, I'm kind of sad this is like ending.
I know.
Should we be on the Food Network? Should we have a food show?
We should.
Okay, so this one's intriguing to me.
Okay.
This is, I see a buffalo cauliflower dip. Yes. I love buffalo.
I love this. So technically, this is a New Year's recipe for me. We used to have a lot of people over for New Year's, and this was one of the things, or even Super Bowl. So this is a great one.
Okay.
So it's super easy to make.
And I love a dip. Yes. I love a dip.
All right, so Rachel, this buffalo cauliflower dip, super easy to make. I like it because everybody loves the buffalo flavor. You do the buffalo chicken dip, but if you're trying to save money, going with the cauliflower is the way to go. This is 98 cents.
Oh my
per
gosh.
serving. That's crazy.
I love buffalo stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Give it a taste. I love blue cheese, piquant. What do you think? Let me get in there.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you don't.
That is so good. Jade, that is so good.
Okay.
And spicy. Oh,
It's spicy. You do not miss. Ooh, yeah.
and you don't miss the chicken.
I don't think so.
Cauliflower, it really does. It's amazing that it does substitute it from like a texture standpoint.
Yeah, and you can add more in there. Like, this is one of those recipes you get creative with. If you're like, hey, I want more blue cheese. You could do celery sticks to dip, which I like because it cools it off a little bit. But I love this. It's all the thing, cauliflower is what you need, and then you're coming in, you do reduced fat, cream cheese. You could do full fat if you wanted to. And then 2 cups of shredded mozzarella, 1 cup of Frank's Red Hot, and then of course you could do Greek yogurt or sour cream. I like to use the plant-based version as always. And then thin sliced green onions. Top it with blue cheese. If you don't like blue cheese, you
And where
could
do you
leave
put?
it off.
Are you cooking it where? In a crock pot?
I do this on the stovetop. Like just in a cast iron.
Yep.
And then I like to bake it off in a cast iron with the cheese on top.
Yes.
And serve it right out there.
Okay, and Frank's, I've learned my lesson about Frank's. It is the buffalo dip, though, too. The buffalo sauce.
Buffalo sauce, not hot sauce.
I made a recipe that called for the Frank's buffalo. Grabbed the wrong one at the store, and I made it with hot sauce. And we kept being like, this just is like really hot. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't have the buffalo. And I looked, I got the wrong one. So make sure you do the buffalo.
Yeah, buffalo is cut with butter. It's hot sauce and butter, like equal parts. So you need.
I didn't know that.
Butter.
And I feel so healthy. Having cauliflower in it too, Okay, we'll put all of these recipes, you guys, in the show notes. Because they're all going to be staples for me. I mean, these were all so
They're really good.
They're delicious. And again, we're working on the idea of you can eat healthy, eat homemade stuff on a budget. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. And they're all going to be fan favorites, whether it's your kids or you're hosting a party or going to a party. You're able to do it all. And if you are not budgeting with every dollar, you guys, that is where you're going to be able to see that food category and be able to really control it to know, hey, how much do I have left in that category? Because, yeah, people do. The food budget is tough.
Oh, it's so hard.
But this is what you are such a pro at, is showing, and it is true that you can have great meals on a budget.
Amazing meals on a budget. A little intentionality is all it takes.
So great. Okay, Jade, where can everyone find you?
All right, you can find me on Instagram. I'm there at Jade Warshaw. I'm also on Facebook and TikTok if you'd like to find me there.
So great. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and be sure to watch the top 10 things that people waste their money on in the fall, or click the link in the description. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.